Hello and welcome to the Gaming Chronicles. Today we will continue Phantasy Star 3, The Generations of Doom. Alright, let's fire it up. And we just began Chris's adventure, and of course, since he is Ain's son, we have to go and do a lot of the things that Niall would have already done on his adventure. We were living on the moon of Azura, right? Or Landon. Where were we living? Crap, I don't even remember. No, we were in Landon, that's right. Because we inherited, oh, not Aaron. Not Aaron. My bad. We're done with Aaron. Back. Console. My bad. Yeah, we were living in Landon, and so Sarai and Ain are like, alright, we've got to go figure out what's going on, of course. So we went through let's see, yeah, we went all the way to Elysium um, to ask Loon. I think that's kind of what our job is supposed to be, is to ask Loon what's happening here. Now we've talked to a few people, of course, in like the town of Yatta. Did we go to Elan? I don't think we did, but someone commented right how cyborgs and lands are attacking everybody. Doesn't matter who you are, and nothing makes sense. Who could have done this? No Layan or Arakian can command both, and so more mischief is afoot. Blah da 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 da. And let's see. Let's buy some antidotes because we don't have. We only have one healer in the party. And so we have to be careful about let's stock up on some Dimates as well. Let's load up Ren. And so with so with both Chris and Sean, we have a fair amount of walking that we have to do before we are able to fly around places and stuff, so it's no big dealo. And I don't remember if Chris, because he has the most Arakian blood, if he is actually physically stronger than oh, we're loaded up, okay, than the other three or not. I don't remember. Okay, enter the castle to reach southern Divisia. A pilot lives beyond the bay past our town. Alright, she's referring, of course, to the town of Erone. So we need to walk to Divisia. And there are no enemies here, either in the castle or in the basement. Which I find funny that in the third generation, there are no encounters in the castle or dungeon. Real pilots are almost non-existent nowadays. Much knowledge has been lost since they left us. Not to worry though, Rulakir is still around. Who is Rulakir? Welcome to glorious Divisia Town, strangers. Did you know that Ren can transform? You have to find the parts. Alright. It's good to know. Another thing we have to do. Much knowledge has been lost. That's right. It's been 2,000 years, right, since the spaceship has left left Palma. So, all right. And as I was saying, yeah, there's no encounters down here. I found it strange that there are encounters in Niall's quest. It would have made more sense if there were cyborgs down here, like guarding a lair, rather than monsters. But of course, programming and development of this game. One thing I should mention, I've lamented a lot. I've whined a lot, I guess you should say, about certain aspects, several aspects of this game. Whether it's combat, the text font, a lot of aspects of the storyline, whatever it may be. But let's talk, I guess, really what happened in the development of this game, if I remember correctly, was that it was a rush job, or they were in a hurry to finish it, if I remember correctly, from what I've read. I can't remember if it was in, I think it was in the compendium. I can't remember if that's for sure, though. I would have difficulty going back and reading it because my Japanese is horribly rusty. So I don't know that I would have even wanted to do that. It was hard enough going back and let's see. Our people once piloted this great spaceship. Aaron is rumored to have pilots even now. Some rebels are in a cave far to the west. Subparts for Ren are also in that cave. Use these to find Leia's treasure in Iridia. But they're not going to be here because that was just for Niles. Why didn't they change the dialogue for the 3rd generation? Could it be more programming laziness? To reach Aaron, you need Leia's pendant. Okay, that's good. So we know we need to go to Aaron, but we need Leia's pendant to do so. But to get Leia's pendant, we know that we have to find Leia's sister, Leia, and to get to her, we need the subparts, which are in the cave way to the west. So, you know, one hurdle after the other. That's okay. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. A little bit of, just walking around. So going back to the, let's see, you know, the development of this game and when it was released, and how I've mentioned how there are a lot of holes in either the story, the plot, the lore, whatever, and this game actually made some fans of the Phantasy Star series a little bit angry, a little bit upset, and call it, I've seen individuals on the internet call this game like a mockery of the Phantasy Star series, or it ruined the whole Phantasy Star series. Like, people really got upset about the fact that this game, some say, you know, this was a, what's the term, slipshod? You know, very shoddy development of the game, and that it was, you know, the haste to get it out of production and onto the shelves of the store really didn't do it justice. I mean, it still sold fairly well, right? Because they were able to make a 4th one. And I think, was the 4th one already in production by the time that they were finishing the 3rd? I can't remember. But either way, the game is probably this game is probably the least popular out of all the Phantasy Stars, just because of the, I wouldn't say it's a small portion. I would say a minority of Phantasy Star fans would just outright dislike it. Players like myself, I like it because it's a Phantasy Star game. It connects, you know, it makes a very interesting connection to the algo system, and it gives you the satisfying sense that there were survivors from Palma. Now, of course, the tragedy is that most of them died because of the ships being destroyed by Dark Force, and then the you know, and then the endings of the stories, right? They're not, none of them are the same ending, and so there's been debates among those who do like the game enough to argue about it, that, oh, which one is canon, and that, you know, and dang, 17, I'd forgotten that they're Tsu. I just about said TSU. That's what we called it when we were kids. We didn't know how to pronounce Tsu when we were kids, and so we just called it TSU. We didn't know what it was, that it was actually, you know, something, right? We had no idea. So we, you know, Foy was, okay, yeah, Foy, Gra, Zan. We could figure those out, right? You know, because they followed enough of, you know, that being English speakers, we could figure those out. But TSU, what's that all about? Let's just call it TSU. We don't know how to say two. So anyway, dang, those little sword-wielding cyborgs are pretty tough. Anyway, so the argument of canon, which generations are canon, which endings are canon. The fact is, none of them are canon. None of them are. There are, of course, a couple like Aiden and Aaron, which may make more sense to some of the community, and hence, the arguments have arisen as far as, well, what's canon? What's the actual story? Well, none of them are. I don't know that the Phantasy Star team would have anticipated all of the different debates and arguments and all the things that was going to happen because of the release of this game and how players have tried to successfully tie it into the rest of the Algol system lore, because you have to know as a game developer, if you're developing an RPG, lore is really important to players who like RPGs. There's a sizable amount of RPG players that like the game for the story, even if that's not the number one thing that maybe drew any given player to buy the game, play the game, and so forth. It's still an element that a player appreciates when it's done right or when it's done well. It's like one of those, I guess it's an item or a feature of a game that's expected to be done well, because logically you're not expecting a badly written story, right? You're not expecting as a player that the story doesn't make sense. I mean, why else would you be in a role-playing game of a role in a story if the story is crap, So anyway, so all of these different debates exist on, well, which ending is canon? None of them are. And in Aaron's generation, I jokingly commented, I think, that his was the most likely to be canon, and but the truth is, it's like, what do you have? Do you have ceramic gear? I think you have a ceramic helmet. No, Laconian helmet, excuse me. Yeah, you have a Laconian helmet that Ain would have passed down to you. And I still don't remember if I actually found that with Ain, or if that was like just one of those things that we inherited. We're almost at Dimate. That's fine. That is just fine. We'll be able to use Res or Gearez. So anyway, anything that I ever mention in in this whole series of Phantasy Star 3, as far as what's canon, that's all. Oh, come on. It's purely speculation, and anything that's my opinion is just that. Because there have been theories that I've agreed with, theories that I've come up with, and I've certainly never come up with more of the some of the more complex ones. But I think that a lot of these theories, that there are so many of them which exist. Excuse me. Because they're all, most of them are feasible, could fit, right? There are many of them that could fit. Like, oh yeah, that could fit. And so, hence there are so many of them. I think this, what are these things called? Splatters, the little gold circuit-looking things. Splatters, yeah. I think every splatter we have encountered in this cave so far has used Gra. They're just spamming it at us, causing us to attrite a lot in our health, which is annoying. I'm not worried about running out of technique points by any means, but the fact that we have to cast healing so much is... Oh good, we finally surprised the monster. Is just, you know, it's an irritant. Another ambush, oh good. What are those things called again? I haven't been paying attention to the names. Robo-Man? Alright, we are almost at the subparts. Oh, one splatter that didn't actually use Gra. How about that? Ah. This is so irritating. I mean, it's comical by now, but it's still irritating. It's like, it's such a waste of time. I mean, it only takes a couple extra seconds, yes, but you know, you multiply the amount of times that they cast a Gra instead of just doing an attack by the dozens of times that it does it in, as we've been in this cavern. It adds up, and it just... Anyway, the end. And the fact that because we're low level in the third gen, you know, we're pretty low level for third generation, we're gonna be ambushed a lot. We're rarely ever going to get the initiative on combat, so we have to deal with that. There we go. I think that battle is the battle we've taken the least damage our entire visit here in the Rebel Cave. Alright, now we gotta walk out. As long as these Lash Skulls don't cast Sue, we'll be okay. Hey, yeah, well, there we go. Ouch. I'm glad we definitely sprung for the better gear at the end of Ain's generation for like the ceramic gear, because we are getting beat up. I mean, maybe the Robomans are just ambushed again. So annoying. At least it didn't cast Gra. That was a relief that we got kind of a break for the battle. Let's see, what level are we? Chris is level 4, Mew 41, Ren 41, alright. And there we go, more Gra. Alright. Excuse me. Seriously. Alright, finally another. We got a few more attacks that were not Gra attacks. And also the monster RNG has been ambushed. I think it's completely silly how first generation and even second generation mobs can still like get the jump on you. There's like a, I don't know what the chance is, right, that they are able to ambush you, but there's always a chance that it does exist. And so hey, we didn't take damage. So there's always the chance. There we go. Another thing about the combat system is that's, you know, a potential danger to the player, is the combat animations are so benign looking or non-threatening, right? You know, the Robo-Man just like open and closes his hands real fast. You know, none of the attacks, the attack animations look actually threatening. So on a psychological level, you always have to really pay attention to your health, because, you know, someone wiggles his fingers at you and, you know, you're down 30 health or 50 health or 60 health in some of the more powerful monsters at the end of the game. There are very few monsters that have animations that, like, oh man, that looks threatening, or that looks like it could have done damage to me. The Goatman in not Lachute, Terminus. The world is Terminus. In Terminus are one of the, for example, one of the few enemies in the game that have like a full body animation, if you will, which actually looks like it's like, oh, that's, you know, that was kind of scary looking, or maybe not scary looking, but like, oh, that actually looks like the monster is attacking me, right? Whereas, you know, you get like these, you know, well, yeah, the Triclops and Biclops, these are perfect examples. They just flex their pecs at you. The little eye in the block on top of their heads blinks. Plus, they're just weird looking anyway. They, you know, maybe if like they would swing with their fists at you, that would actually, like, oh, that's actually threatening. But they just, no, they just flex their muscles. They do like a peck dance and you know, a little eye blink, and that's it. So, who got the subparts anyway? Was it Ren? Okay, yeah, you did get it. You did get him. Okay, let's go sell our stuff before we go to. Let's see. We need to go to Iridia. So yeah, we'll go to Divisia, which means I think we have to walk back through the castle. Let me check my map just to make sure. Elysium. Yeah, we have to walk back through the castle because we have to exit through North Divisia. So I'm not sure if Chris's and Sean's generations will take. It'll be anywhere between 2 and 4 additional episodes that Aaron's and Aiden's were, since they didn't have to do all of the walking that like would have been done in Niall's quest. Interesting how that worked out, right? How the you know, the development team worked that one out. But anyway. Chris. Yes. Alright. But going back to the, I guess, the lore of this game and how it fits in with the rest of the Phantasy Star series, as disliked as it may be by, you know, a portion of the Phantasy Star fan community, and for those who did like Phantasy Star 3, like, you know, like me, I like it just fine. While there may be a lot of unexplained stuff, in a way, it was good that there were a lot of things that were unexplained, because it allowed us to craft our own theories and our own explanations, which fit just fine. So, in a way, the rush job to get this out of production was, you know, it ended up just being fine, because we were able to kind of fill in the gaps for the development team, where they may not have provided answers to how this fit in and how that fit in. Canon aside, we don't really need to worry about that, because that really doesn't matter. Because in the end, the Alliance of 3 in all of the endings, of course, it ends up on planet Earth. Only Aaron's generation is when the Eliza 3 travels through space and time. And one of the theories is that that I find particularly interesting is how Aaron so Aaron goes back in time and the Eliza 3 arrives on Earth. We talked about the time loop, right? How it just loops everything. But one theory exists out there that in this time loop also creates these alternative timelines or universes where all of the third generations are possible. So not necessarily a parallel theory where they all coexist within the same worlds together, but rather that we have these parallel universes. So, in one of the time loops, it's broken by, Reese marrying Maya, and of course, Aang marrying Thea or Sarai. And same thing with like Aiden, right? So, that's also one of those theories out there, is that in all of these infinite time loops, there are these parallel time frames being created as well. One with Chris, one with Sean, one with Aiden, and so that's interesting. And of course none of them are canon. But why do I have Monomate? Let's just get rid of that Monomate right now. That's not going to do us any good in the third generation. Have I been rocking that since the second generation, or even first generation maybe? Who knows? Oops, not buy, sell. Yeah, I guess get rid of that Monomate. Because yeah, that truly wasn't going to do us any good in this generation. Wait. Why do I have 2 sets of Force Boots? Oh, because Ren, that's right. I bought them for Ren when I was playing Aang, not remembering that Ren can't wear boots. It's a small chunk of change that we're getting here. Not making really a big difference in our buying power for third generation end gear, but let's load up on Dimate, because we are certainly going to need more of it. And this is another reason why the episode numbers and even lengths will be longer than, well, for Chris, any of the other generations. We won't have to hardly buy medicine for Sean's generation. We will have to buy some maybe, but Sean has the ability to heal. Oops. So we won't. I don't think we really need to worry about it. Sean, I think, is the most powerful healer. I can't remember. But anyway. I wish that they would have given Chris, like, why did they give him Nurim and Shizadiban? Why couldn't they have at least given him like Fambi and Forza and Shu, and those can be useful, especially Fambi, right? Okay, let's do. Let's see, where are we? Let's go ahead and we'll go to Iridia. We'll pick up, Leia, and then we'll call the episode. Yeah, I probably should have used Ren's Sue ability. That's alright. Man, 4 out of the 5 mobs here have the potential to poison us. Dang. Very nice. Now, do we have to go through the passageway? We do have to go through the passageway. Rude. Alright, we're gonna use Ren's Sue ability on these boyos over here. There we go. Oh, that's right. None of them were 3rd generation mobs. Ah. What? The cave is blocked? Oh, wait. Do we have to go all the way back to Landon? Oh, man, we do. We have to go to back to Landon and then to Iridia. I forgot about that. Man, alright. And for more walking, and let's see, we'll just save at, would it be best to save at Yatta? We're not gonna walk all the way to Iridia. We're just gonna go back to Landon, save in one of the land towns in Landon. So much walking. Like, seriously. Oh. Why is it playing the Doom music? This is fine. Oh, there's one funny thing I think about Elysium is it has an airstrip right by that. I didn't mention this earlier, but right by that western cave where we got the subparts for Ren is a. Well, I better make my map. Make sure I'm going the right direction. Okay, yeah, we can just go straight over. Is that there's an airstrip right by that cave, but we never ever use that airstrip for anything. I mean, it's about as useless as the airstrip in Iridia, really. There's no because there's no reason to go there. At all. Anyway. Let's go ahead and... Yeah, there we go. I think I remember this. We just go down here. Yeah, and then we can go over and then up. All right. Man, I was really thinking that we could go from Elysium to Iridia, but can't remember if do we even do that for Niall's quest? We might. No, we don't. There's never a way to take the cave, I don't think, from Elysium to Iridia. I don't think so. I think that cave is always blocked, which I don't understand. There are certain passageways that you can never enter, right? Like the any of the passageways to Terminus. To my memory, we never enter any of the actual passageways, the caves. They always remain blocked, sealed off. So, I wish they just ran away from these guys. These are first, second generation. They don't give us anything. It's too bad we don't have the boat parts. We could just... Well, if we had the boat parts, we could go, No, yeah, we could have gone and get Reikio's sword, but... Boat parts are always last. So we've asked the rhetorical questions before. Why are Ren parts are in the Skyhaven's basement? I guess that makes sense why they might have, kept extra parts for Ren. But why Loon has arrow parts for Ren, that doesn't really make sense. Him being a Elayan. It would have made more sense if they were on Azura, where Siren was. But not on Dahlia. And then of course there's the Rebel Cave that have subparts for Ren. Well, why are they in there? Why? It's in a random cave. Anyway, so many flipping battles, seriously. And why is the Doom music playing? This is not a dangerous encounter. I just want to get to a city without having to cast a heal or use a heal. Please. Alright, there we go. Okay, up and up and up and up and up. So much walking. Yeah, we're not doing that. A slasher. Oh, we're almost dead. No. Oh man. All right. Nice. Clutch. Just make it to the town, please. Oh, that's a long way to go. Oh, we got it. We made it. Whew. I wasn't sure that our RNG was gonna let us. The bustling port city of Yatta. Okay. Alright. So in our next episode, we will walk all the way down to the southern part of Landon, the southeastern part of Landon, and then we will journey to Iridia, and then we'll pick up Leia and go from there. So, until our next episode, so long for now.